This video is intended for listening only. Close your eyes, relax, and let the story unfold. Most travelers believe that changing a booking is nothing more than a small inconvenience. But for Mr. Iggy, one simple switch led him into a room whispered about by staff, avoided by guests, and hidden behind the number 1213. This story was told by Mr. Iggy, a salesman who traveled monthly to the deep south of Thailand. What began as a simple work trip turned into something he will never forget. It happened just last month. He and two colleagues, Mr. Ice and their manager, flew down to a southern province for work. The original plan was to stay in town on Thursday night. But since their schedule finished early, they decided to stay from Wednesday instead. That small change would lead them somewhere they should never have gone. The first hotel they had booked turned out to be far from the city, isolated and inconvenient. So Iggy canceled the reservation and began searching for something else. But everywhere was fully booked. 10 hotels, all unavailable because of a massive wedding event in town. For Wednesday night, they paid extra to stay in a high-end hotel just to rest. By Thursday afternoon, after a long day of work at the mall, they still had nowhere to stay. Then, at 5 p.m., Iggy found a hotel only 400 meters away, strangely with rooms still available while every other place was full. When he called, the staff urged him to book quickly, insisting the last rooms were about to go. The hotel was a 3-story building shaped like the letter O, designed in a boutique style. But inside, it was nothing like the photos. The corridors were damp, filled with the sour smell of mold, like a wet bathroom. From the roof came the constant clang of water dripping from a nearby car showroom tank onto the metal sheets. The atmosphere was unsettling. But it was late, and they were tired. They decided to stay. The manager took one room. Iggy and Ice asked for a twin bedroom. The staff hesitated before handing them the key to a larger room. Room 1213. The moment they opened the door, a strong gust of wind rushed outward, though the balcony and bathroom doors were firmly closed. Minutes later, while talking on the balcony, Ice mentioned feeling that same wind when entering. Just as Iggy dismissed it, a shadow darted across the room behind him. It was only 5:30 p.m. and still bright outside. Later that night, after dinner, they returned, only to realize their key was missing. They searched everywhere. Pockets, bags, the car, nothing. Finally, they asked the front desk for a spare. When they re-entered the room, a heavy fragrance lingered inside. It was like an old woman's perfume, mixed with candle smoke. Neither of them used perfume. Throughout the evening, they heard muffled noises from the next room. Knocks, bumps, movement. It was oddly comforting, suggesting other guests were nearby. But the truth would prove otherwise. At exactly 4:33 a.m., Iggy awoke. He remembered clearly the glow of his phone, the time on the screen. He felt watched. Slowly turning, he saw her. A woman standing beside Ice's bed. She wore a black sari. Her hair was tangled and wild. Her eyes wide, her nose sharp, her face unmistakably Southern Thai. She stood leaning over Ice, silently staring. Then her pupils rolled upward, and she locked eyes with Iggy. His body froze. He couldn't move, couldn't scream. His only thought was to pray, to call silently for protection. And then, nothing. The next thing he remembered was waking at 7:00 a.m. Shulkum. He and Ice dressed quickly. On the way out, Iggy asked the maid cleaning nearby whether the rooms beside theirs had already checked out. Her answer chilled him deeper than the apparition itself. No one stayed in those rooms. Last night, only 2 rooms in this whole section were occupied. Yours and the one at the far end. Those comforting sounds they had heard through the walls had never existed. They checked out immediately. At the airport, his phone rang. The hotel staff reported that their missing tea had been found in the parking lot. They refunded the fine. But Iggy knew the truth. He and Ice had searched every inch of that lot the night before. The tea had never been there. Something, or someone, had tried to keep them from entering room 1213. And when they ignored the warning, they met her. And to this day, no guest willingly stays in room 1213. If you enjoyed this true Thai horror story, subscribe to Tale After Dark for more chilling tales every week.